Hey, everybody. Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. It's Dr. Dani, physician, astrologer. I wanted to come on here and talk to my soul tribe today. I'm going to post this to YouTube a little bit later. Happy New Year, everybody. What an amazing year we've just been through. And there's so much to look forward to. The title of this video is going to be Your Time to Shine. Over the past couple of days, I've had some time, I've done some readings, I've done some reflection, and I'm remembering all the people, all the beautiful souls over the last year who have inspired me, counseled me, mentored me, encouraged me over the years, and especially this year. Many of you, I see you and I know you through the internet and through my own inner knowing. And I'm feeling really, really warm and grateful for you. I mostly get really, really wonderful comments on YouTube and Facebook, and I appreciate all of you. Even if you watch it and don't hit the thumbs up or the love button, I know that you're watching and I appreciate you. Um, so, my colleagues, my clients, my friends, my family, beautiful people, all of you with the best intentions for our highest good, lifting me up when I succeed and just being there when I fall. So even though this cycle is coming to a close, the cosmic clock keeps on ticking, you guys. Just now that 2023 is over, we can sort of let that go and get ready for some of the energies that are coming our way. So what I'm going to do is just read the transits real quick for the next couple of weeks. I'm going to share some announcements with you guys, some really exciting things. But before I get into all of that, I just want to shout out a handful of specific people that have been really, really there for me. Um, Number one, all of you on 13 sign astrology, all of you seekers looking to work in and expand your knowledge of constellational astrology. The one person I really want to shout out is my friend and colleague, Don Bird of Freedom Through Astrology. I'm going to leave a link in the comments below. Tag him, tell him he's awesome in the comments, ask him anything about the lunar nodes. And if you really want to support him, subscribe to his YouTube channel and get a reading from him. Thank you, Don. I love you. I'd also like to shout out my star friends and colleagues over at Radical Astrology. It's a Facebook group. You can go over there and join. It's led by Uma Stella or Michael Hardigan of One Sky Astrology. These cosmic vagabonds know their stuff. My dear friend Maria Schumacher does the dailies with a daily dose of wisdom along with it. It's quite wonderful. And then Miss Julie Sherwood is over there with Your Best Hopes Wellness and Coaching. And she will answer any astrology, any personal question, and she will bring the receipts. So go over there and talk to those people. They're amazing. And literally all of you I haven't mentioned that are over there by name, I see you and I love you. Check out Radical Astrology. Another good friend and colleague is Brenda Martinez of Ophiuchus 13. She's an energy Reiki healer who is also an astrologist. I'm going to leave all these links below so you guys can check their stuff out. Just a couple more, and then we'll get into the astrology. I'd also like to mention Dr. Andrea Greiner and Katie Corbin of the Luminary Entrepreneurs. These ladies, you guys, are literally the gold standard for how to do spiritual business on social media. I go live with them every month and do an experts panel with a couple of my other colleagues. This Friday, we're going live at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. So ask to join their group so that you can join us on that call. We'll be doing the predictions for 2024. So I have enough astrology energy to take us up to about June. So I'll be speaking about that. And finally, last but not least, I have a category, Client of the Year Award. This goes to Miss Charmaine McComber. She gave the gift of astrology to 8 of her friends and family this Christmas. Kept me very busy. Thank you so much for your business, your support, and your energetic holding space for me. I truly, truly love you and appreciate you. So if I didn't call anybody else out specifically, I still see you and I love you. Charmaine does do a energy emotional healing called Body Codes. I'm going to leave a link for that down below. Basically, the idea is that your thoughts and energy affect how your body feels, and she can, with a certain technique, access those emotional injuries and help you heal those so that your body can heal. So it's wonderful stuff. I'll leave a link for that as well. Okay. Thank you so much for indulging me on that. Again, if I didn't mention you personally, it doesn't mean that I don't see you and that I don't love you. It's just there's so many of you to mention. So let me share my screen. We'll get into the astrology, and I'm going to just pop in some stuff as we go through it too, because um, there's so many things I want to share with you guys. Okay, so here's the time map for the next 2 weeks. This is basically this is from Capricorn Prometheus, and it's sorted from the 1st of January to the 15th of January by luminary. And these are the more personal luminaries: Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, affecting the slower luminaries. And right off the bat, guys, I see a whole lot of lunar node action. So let me bring up the chart right now. And that way we can just kind of look at this and get into this for a second. Okay, so right now, Jupiter just stationed direct and is direct. Mercury is now direct. Mars is in Sagittarius. You know what? Let me go back to today because we're going to start there. Yeah, so Jupiter's direct, Mercury's stationing direct today. Mars is transiting into Sagittarius, and Venus has just entered the constellation of Scorpio. Uranus is the only one that is still retrograde, and that will happen later this month. The moon is in Leo today, and most of this week will be in Virgo. And I think we're going to get all the way to Aquarius by the time we end these transits. We're also going to cover a little bit of the new moon in Sagittarius. So let me just show you what that looks like. We're going to move it around the wheel here. So you can see the moon moving through Virgo, Libra, Ophiuchus, Sagittarius. There's the new moon on the 11th, all the way up to the 15th. Okay, so that's what the chart looks like. That's what the sky looks like. Let me put that down. We'll get into this time map. Okay, let me get out my pen and let me talk about this node action, because this is what it means to, when I say it's your time to shine. There's some challenges here, but we can actually use them quite constructively. So the first set of nodal hits is right now, today, yesterday, tomorrow, and the rest of this week. This thing will not go to pen. There we go. All right. So here we have Mercury doing some nodal action. Here we have the sun doing some nodal action, and you'll see that the sun actually squares Chiron as well, because Chiron is conjunct our collective north node. Then we have a sun trine on Uranus here in the middle of that. And then here is where Venus does a little nodal action with Chiron as well. So here are the nodal hits in the next couple of weeks. First we have trine sextiles, then we have squares, then we have trine sextiles. The challenging energy here really is going to be in the middle of the week. But what it does is it gives you the opportunity for the following week to really flow with healing, creative energy, basically, using this time to, because guys, these waves are actually longer in terms of their effect. This is mostly the peak of the wave. So all of this is really overlapping. So until the 3rd, Mercury trines and sextiles the nodes. This is transmitting cosmic codes from Ophiuchus, from the constellation of the Ascended Masters. When we say transmitting and receiving, that's Mercury's energy. Mercury in Sagittarius is all about, or Mercury in Ophiuchus is all about bringing down that simple truth that the Ascended Masters taught us: love one another, love yourself, love God. If y'all want to learn more about Ophiuchus, the Ophiuchus Astrology Practicum is on my website, learn.drdani.com. You can get that for $33. It's over 90 slides, 90 minutes. We go through 33 different examples. We go through the cosmology, the mythology, the astrology, and the astronomy of Ophiuchus. It really is a wonderful experience. And there is a resource document that goes with that. So everything that we go through is also out in paragraph form. And that's, I think, like 13 or 14 pages. And that's also part of the course. So I'll leave that down there for you guys. Let's talk about this challenging aspect with the nodes. I feel like I should bring up a chart for you, but the chart always looks really strange on these time maps, and I don't want to confuse y'all. Right here is the day that the transits start, and then the outer ring is what's happening as this cursor moves along the time map. So you'll see this is today, and the inner ring stays still, but the outer ring moves. So the same thing that I showed you with the chart just a few moments ago. Excuse me. So we talked about this. Let's talk about the sun here. So sun square nodes. For me, this is about like personal growth, integration. There's going to be a challenge and a hit to our wounds. We're going to wonder what is the meaning of all of this? Why are we worrying about expressing our highest spiritual self when we have tension with where it is we're going and where it is we came from? And having Chiron there at the North Node in Pisces, which is disconnection from spirit, but reconnecting in universal love and oneness is the goal of that Chiron there. Also, the South Node remembering Virgo, where we came from. The cosmic energy turned into matter, trying to transverse this cosmos. So our highest spiritual expression is being challenged here with these squares. There's a bit of a tension, and right in the middle of that, you get the moon moving into Libra on the 5th, and then Sun trines on Uranus in the middle of that. So be prepared for, like, even though it's a trine, Uranus is very erratic and electric and sudden. So you want to be prepared for sudden changes in how you view yourself. Um, there's some other squares in there that maybe trigger this either in a good way or a bad way. So the square that I'm referring to that also happens in the middle of this particular energy is right here. This is Mercury squaring on Neptune. So here's personal growth and integration with sudden and erratic changes. And then here is Mercury squaring on Neptune, here and here. Beware of illusory or false information. Okay, this feels like, Neptune's up there in the subconscious, hyperconscious clouds, like dreaming of everything that's possible. And Mercury's there in the truth of the ascended masters, and there's a square there. So there may be false information coming at you. Also, beware of making false promises. Beware of being misleading. I think it's okay, but just even if you are saying something and it ends up being false, as long as it comes from a place of love and truth right now, it should be okay. So this is illusions and false information. This is fast change. And this is personal growth and integration in here, while this is messages. Okay. So you have this first week of this transit's pretty okay, not very eventful, just kind of taking care of things. But once we get into the weekend and the early part of next week, there's going to be some rapid shifts. All right, then there's 2 more transits before as Venus takes on the trine and sextiling of the nodes, and that is Mars sextiling Saturn and Mars trining on Jupiter. So let me talk about those real quick. I kind of had this in order, but then I just started jumping all over the place. um, so Mercury sextiling on Saturn. This is the harmony of controlled energy. There's an opportunity here for a frustration because Mars is in fiery Sagittarius and Saturn is sort of in cool, ambivalent, and aloof Aquarius. And that Mercury squaring on Neptune may leave you feeling a bit frustrated. So don't use the opportunity for uncontrolled aggression. Use it to control the energy. Focus it on something that you love, that you're passionate about. Don't worry about what's false. Don't worry about the illusions. Just stay true to your center, true to your heart, and focus on a place of love and was true for you. And that's what you can use this Mars sextile Saturn if you're feeling that trigger and you're feeling like sort of swept up in that fast change of integrating the self and personal growth. Then Mars trines on, let's see. I really did jump all over the place. I'm so sorry. Here we go. Mars trines Jupiter. So this can be a feeling of, let's see, this is controlled aggression here. Mars trining on Jupiter is successful conquering, right? Bringing in a fighting spirit, optimism, and momentum into harmony. And there's also a great trust in masculine power. So it's very interesting that this energy underpins the divine feminine Venus energy as she trines sextiles our nodes. So there's an opportunity here to begin to trust the structure, trust the container that holds the creation, and really let that growth take off. Really, really let that growth take off. Um, okay, I think that was everything that I wanted to touch on there. And then we'll get into Venus. But before I do that, I want to make an announcement about Venus energy. Venus is in Scorpio and Ophiuchus right now and will transit into Sagittarius on the 21st of January. On the 20th of this month, Sun and Pluto are going to conjoin on that Saturday, and it's going to be a day of deep discovery. And so, what I thought I would do is do the live Venus practicum on that day. I think this is going to be at least a 3-hour class. I'm setting up the structure a little bit differently. I am also going to provide certification of completion of this course. I've had several of you ask me if I could certify you as a Venus specialist. I can certify that you've taken my course, but if you feel confident to call yourself a Venus specialist after that course, then I will give you the certificate of completion. Let's just put it that way. So that's going to be offered. Please stay tuned for those announcements. I'm very, very excited about this. A lot of you that take care of women or do women's health or women's psychology or women's services will really benefit from having this information because Venus is the divine feminine energy. She's creation. She is perfection in creation. And she really is the key to effortless manifestation and immortality through your creative legacy. And so I want to take you really, really deep with this course. Like we're going to go through her astrology, her astronomy, her celestial mechanics, numerology, mythology. We're going to go through the houses with her, through all the signs with her, and also Venus in aspect to all the other luminaries. And so it's my hope and wish that you can call yourself a Venus specialist after you take this course. So I stay tuned for that announcement. This is a great addition to your knowledge base. All right, let me just wrap this up with the Venus sextiling the North Node or the South Node and trining North Node in Chiron. I do dive deeply into these aspects on the latest Venus forecast video on my YouTube channel. This right here is literally the whole point of the Venus transits for this particular constellational period for her from Scorpio to the end of Ophiuchus. It's embracing the healing in a very raw, very open way and emerging from the ashes like a phoenix, literally towards the collective destiny of universal loving oneness. Okay. That's what this feels like for me, especially where Venus is at, because she's in Scorpio. She's stripped off all the things that are holding her down. She's literally naked and raw, taking in the wounding and preparing her path to ascension. And this is Phoenix energy, you guys. And so touching on our collective North and South nodes means she's commenting on our collective destiny. Okay, so I'm going to leave a link for that video below so you guys can share that. All right. And then the new moon on the 11th, guys, this is literally going to be a time of um, just resetting. It's a brand new cycle. The week before, the weekend and the week before the new moon, it's time to let go, plant new seeds for this next cycle, to have your creative energy rise from the ashes and become the phoenix. Um, and right at the very end of this transit, the sun is going to sextile Neptune. And this is a time for visions and dreams and really exploring what is actually possible. All right. I want to tell you about one more thing, and then I am going to close this out. I have recently created a really wonderful offer. My two most popular readings in 2023 were the natal chart reading, which is essentially a 45-minute to 1 hour recorded reading where I go through your sun, your moon, your rising, your personal planets, your aspects, your life path journey, your progressed moon, and a little bit of the current energy. This is such a great read to really get yourself to get to know your cosmic alignments and what your destiny is. And then my other popular reading was the Venus forecasts. These ranged anywhere from a month and a half to 3 months when we had the retrograde period over the summer. But this is about 2 months. You'll get a full reading of your Venus energy, morning star, evening star, what the mythology around that is, what your Venus power is, where your creative manifestation energy lies. Then we talk about how your Venus aspects everything in your chart and how those luminaries can either help or challenge you. Then I describe for you over 2 months what the current Venus is doing to your natal planets, as well as what Venus, so what Venus is doing to your natal planets and what the current planets are doing to your natal Venus. So we go through all of that. This is about an hour to an hour and a half recorded video. So I've combined those two readings and slashed the price. So I am going to leave a link for that below as well. Okay, once again, thank you so much. If I didn't mention you by name earlier, I see you. I love you. I'm grateful for you. So let me see your comments below as well. Shout out Don Bird, Charmaine, Brenda Martinez, and the Luminary Entrepreneurs and the my star friends over at Radical Astrology. And let's have a fantastic year, you guys. Namaste.